Okay, we'll get started then. Right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Wild and Wild community. So I thought it'd be good if I introduce myself, just in case there's anyone that's new that's joining us today. I know a few of you know me already. But Wild and Wild is a women's empowerment business. So I set it up over 18 months ago, and we are growing at such a fast rate. It's incredible to see. We're just bringing on ambassadors to do more events in new areas like Nantwich, Stoke. I've seen Nina's joined. We met up last week actually to talk about doing events across Stoke, which is really exciting. And we're getting more and more ambassadors coming on board. So what do we do at Wild and Wild? We help women grow and thrive and just live your most authentic life. And we're big on community. I want to bring women together as much as possible. As business can often feel lonely at times, we feel we're doing so much ourselves. We're basically being like the videographer, the social media management, the accountant, you'll understand every kind of area of the business you do when you're self-employed and you have your own business, or perhaps you're thinking of growing one, and it's challenging and we go through ups and downs. So the reason I created this community, this free community, is so we can all support each other. We're going to check in bi-weekly on these Zoom calls and really just listen to each other, share ideas, create top tips for business and growth. And at the start of each session, I always do a little breath work just to ground us as well, just to help us feel grounded before we connect. Okay. And I'm April, for those that don't know me. I've actually been in business for over 10 years, and I previously had a hospitality business, a wellness cafe space, yoga studio, and that was really successful. But after having my fourth child, I felt like something's got to give. I need to start focusing on things that I'm really passionate about, and that was bringing women together. So yeah, I only launched after having my fourth baby, and it's just skyrocketed. It's got bigger and bigger. So I'm just really happy that you're here and you've tuned in today. Okay, so should we get started? Hey, I've got loads to cover today. We're going to be going through loads of top tips for business. We're going to talk on the summer solstice that's coming up this Sunday as well, and how we can use the transition of the season into summer to help us grow and our businesses grow as well. And we'll have some time for networking at the end as well. Okay, so I just want you to all ground wherever you are, even if you're out and about, if you can have a few minutes even just to connect. We're just going to take some deep breaths. So sit up tall, just allow your shoulders to roll a couple of times. Hopefully you can all hear me okay here. Yeah, perfect. Okay. And I just want you to feel that the palms open. So you're very receptive, you're very open. It really matters in our body language that we carry every day. We feel nice and open, so we are open to receive more from the universe. I'm a big believer in the law of attraction. So what we think about, we bring about. So if we can get in a really positive, high vibrational state today, that'll help you in your life and your business as well. So just take a slow, long, deep breath in through the nose. And then just open the mouth and sigh, big breath out. And just see if you can do that a couple of times and feel like any stress, any tension that you've been carrying this week, it could even be a person that's been bothering you or a situation, just let that roll off your shoulders and sink down away from you into the floor. And then breathe in peace, positivity, clarity, good high vibrational energy. And then we're going to go through some alternate nostril breathing, which helps us kind of bring our left and right hemispheres in the brain into alignment. So I want you to bring your peace fingers, so your two fingers, up to your brow, so in the middle of your eyebrows, what we call in yoga the third eye center. And you're going to use your thumb to block off your right nostril and your ring finger to block off your left. So you're going to block off your right nostril and inhale through the left side for 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to block off the left nostril and exhale through the right for 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Inhale through the right nostril. See if you can pause right at the top. Block off the right, exhale through the left. And just keep going with this. See if you can do it for 9 rounds. It's really amazing for balancing the parasympathetic nervous system in our body, which is our rest and digest state. Just recognizing the pause at the bottom of every exhale and the pause at the top of each inhale. And being really mindful, just slow everything down. I want you to relax your face, soften the jaw, which is energetically linked to our pelvis and womb area. So just relax any tension around your jaw. Relax the face, the eyes, the nose. And just keep breathing nice and smoothly. If you've got any congestion, you can just breathe through both nostrils as well. But it's quite good for clearing out any blockages. And for anyone that struggles with sleep, if you ever wake up in the night and you can't get back to sleep, this exercise will instantly just re-regulate your nervous system, the vagus nerve, help you just to soften back into a deep state. So when you're ready, when you've done your 9 rounds, just slowly soften and just bring the hand back down. And just notice how clear the breathing is after that. Maybe breathing after you've finished through both nostrils really deeply. And making the sounds of like the ocean wave really rolling in and out. Even in your mind with the eyes closed, maybe you can visualize the waves, the sea just washing in and out, cleansing the body, letting go of anything that doesn't serve you today. Letting yourself have permission to step into the highest power, into the highest vibrational energy and the best version of yourself. And while we're here, while we're in this relaxed state, I'm just going to say some affirmations for you. And I work a lot with affirmations, as it's been proven that in neuroplasticity, the more that we can say positive things to ourselves, the more that we can repeat positive affirmations, it actually sinks into us on a really powerful level in our brains and makes us then think more positively in our daily lives. So repeat after me in your mind. I am growing in alignment with the season I'm in. I am grounded in my truth and open to new opportunities. I choose to expand with ease, joy, and purpose. My energy is magnetic to abundance and aligned success. And finally, I am exactly where I need to be in my life right now. And then when you're ready, just slowly start to open the eyes and just check into yourself. Hopefully you feel a little bit more grounded just by doing those simple activities in the morning or at midday. It can really reset you and just make you feel in a better state to get on with more and be more productive as well. So I thought I'd touch a little bit on the summer solstice. So if you didn't know, it's on Sunday. It's on the 22nd of June. We've actually got a big yoga retreat happening in this beautiful wedding venue in Mottram, St Andrews. And it's all about stepping into our power. So summer is so magnetic. It's like it's our time, women, to thrive. Like as soon as we enter into the season, we've been kind of growing the seeds of change throughout spring. So we've been putting the seeds in, you know, maybe with the different cycles, the new moon and the full moon. We've been planting all the things we want to manifest. And summer is the time where it's going to come into that fruition. Everything's going to start blossoming for us. So you've got chance now to set some new projects, to maybe plan some events for summer. And I know obviously it's a busy time for people if people have kids and things like that, but actually in our yearly calendar, summer is the time where women want to get out the most. They want to really grow, they want to learn, they want to feel their most confident selves. So if you have a business and you want to do more, I would really recommend that you pin in some events or some community sessions or networking or some product launches. Do them around the summer because it's the time when we're in our most powerful state. What else have I put on here? And it's really important. So I've been doing monthly women's circles. We're going to be doing another one next month. But a few of you I know on here know about this already, but you can work alongside with the cycles as well. So with the seasons. So in our cycles, we need to check in. And I thought it'd be really nice if you just take a moment after that little breath work. Where are you in your cycle this month? So you might be thinking instantly, like, if you're menstruating, where are you in the cycle? And that's fine. But if you're postmenopausal, you can do this too, or if you're pregnant. And all you need to do is check in, how do I feel today? Because it's really important actually in business and everything in life. So I've actually just yesterday started day one of my cycle. So I'm in quite heavy energy. I'm actually not in summer, I'm in the winter stage. And it's actually every month we go through the 4 seasons. So we go through the winter, the spring, the summer, the autumn. And you can also, like I said, at that yearly calendar, you can plan things in, but in your monthly cycles, you can also plan in when's best for you. So I know in 2 weeks, I'll be in that ovulation stage, which is the summer, okay? But in the winter stage is my time to really hibernate, slow down, relax, start to plan for my most vibrant state, okay? So I thought it'd be really good if anyone has a journal handy or some notes, really check into how you feel today. How are you feeling? High energy? Are you feeling a low energy? Are you feeling that you've got that brain fog, that you are overthinking? Maybe you're quite irritated because you might be in your premenstrual state in autumn. And we actually go through these 4 seasons no matter what, even if you don't have a regular period. It's fascinating. And it's really important because it links to when we feel our best selves in business. You can check in then to your cycle that I shouldn't really be doing things in my calendar when I'm in those 5 days of my winter or in my autumn. It's probably not a good time for me to be out networking, and I should be conserving my energy so I feel my best self throughout the whole year. And it's probably one of the key things that I do in my business to really help, because I think that's why I've been able to grow. I try and delegate things to other people when I'm in my slow stage. Like, we all have that in the month, right? We have a week where we feel quite tired, but then we're kind of okay more in the mid-month, and it depends on where your cycle is. But if you can really hone in on when that week is that you're going to feel a little bit more low energy, when you need to delegate, when you need to use AI more, maybe to plan your kind of social media content. And you can, even when you're in your high state, when you're in your maybe your ovulation state, it might be for you, or spring, summer state, you can kind of start to pre-plan for the stages when you feel more low energy. So you can start to write up a content plan. You can get AI to work as a virtual assistant and plan up loads of your strategy. And you can collaborate. You can plan some giveaways or collaborations with other brands around then to kind of fuel you throughout the whole month. And I think this is really key when we're trying to grow in our business. Planning ahead is so important. We need to think about how we're going to bring in more people and communities to our business during the whole year, really. So I always look at doing like one big brand collaboration every month, trying to connect and be really cheeky, like get in touch with some brands and be like, hey, I'm growing this community of women, or I want to hear from you guys soon, but to hear what your businesses are. But whatever business we have, we always want to attract people, right? We always want to attract a community. And even if you have a product-based business, you still need a community. Even if you have a marketing agency, even if you have, I think any business, even like ones like Coca-Cola or big brands, they need to still do events. They need to show that they're stepping in to fill up this feeling of coming together and being a community. And actually last week I went to this talk with, has anyone heard of Kate Hardcastle? She's an MBE, and she's wrote this book called The Science of Shopping and the psychology of how we can grow our brands and get more people attuned to buying from us. And she talks about that this is the thing that the big brands are doing now. They're not selling. They're not going on their Instagram and their TikTok and just promoting. They're even getting rid of sales. They're kind of just doing community events, collaborations with other brands. They're trying to show themselves as the market leaders of bringing people together and making people feel happy, like actually giving back to communities, working with charities. And that is something that we all need to do more of. And I think that might be why my business has taken off more, because that's exactly my strategy, really. My plan is to bring women together. And people, we're in a day and age where in lockdown, we felt quite isolated. And even though there was a great increase of online Zoom calls and business coaching from afar, people actually want to be in person. People want to come together more and more now. So it's really good to see. And I've wrote some notes here. So I put people buy into energy. So host events or Instagram lives, or anything like a little masterclass or a virtual event that people leave thinking, I really needed that. Like, I got so much from that. And if you can start to change your strategy, instead of selling what you're doing, and I know we've all done it really, we like to put out a deal, or we like to kind of just do a giveaway. But if you can give people information and make them walk away and be like, oh, wow, I learned so much from that. Even on our Instagram, like on our daily, if we can give someone a positive quote or a little life hack that can help them that day, they're more likely then to come back to us on a daily basis to take in our content. And she talks about in her book, this Kate Hardcastle, the future of success lies in creating these experiences that trigger emotional responses. Innovation is so important, but human connection is everything. She talks about retail being theatre and not just transaction. So even if you have a shop, or if anyone ever came to my cafe, we'd make it a whole experience. It'd start with a smile when you walk in, and the experience that every part that the customer's having, even when they go to the toilets, it would be a beautifully decorated experience, like with interiors. We even thought of the extras of having a baby toilet, like little toddler toilets, and baby change, and accessibility for disabled women and men. And you think about everything, every aspect of the customer experience is important. And like our last call we had 2 weeks ago, I know there's some from that call as well, we actually talked about finding your why. So get really, really clear today, if you have a journal, what is your why? And if you don't know that, neither will your audience. So if you can't answer the question of what you're solving in society, your audience won't have a clue either. So if you can be really clear when you're speaking to someone, like in our monthly networking events, we do this exercise at the end where we have a 1-minute elevator pitch, and you say what your business does in that minute. And if you can work on that, getting really clear, hey, I'm helping women thrive in business and get success in their life. You want it short and catchy, and you're actually addressing the problem they need solving. That's really important. Instead of just saying, oh, I host events, people won't know what that means. Like, you need to really give them that idea of what they're getting, how they're going to feel. Yeah. And what else did I put? Ask yourself as well, what's my deeper purpose here? So why are you doing your business? Why, or maybe you haven't got a business yet and you're setting something up. Why are you really doing that? How do I want people to feel when they interact with my brand? And you can even, yesterday I went to a networking in Alderley Edge, and the lady, we had a photographer who used to be the head photographer for Man City, and she talked about that you should actually have a colour theme, even like go as niche as having like a color theme for your whole page. Like, what color do people associate with you? How do you make people feel? Do you make them feel uplifted? Do you have quite a bright color or a more neutral level? And I thought that was quite interesting. I'd not thought about that in brand terms. But she'd even said that she'd had like footballers that had got in loads of trouble, maybe big nights out, and they've got a bad reputation in society. But even just through brand photography and getting some pictures of them like out in the communities, out with charities, they could completely change their persona in a week, like just from doing brand photography and helping shape them into a more of a giving person. It's crazy, right? What a brand can do and what marketing could do. So don't chase engagement, create emotion, like get people really feeling into who you are and what you offer. And then I've got some other useful tips. And then I think I've got loads written down that I want to cover today, but I thought it'd be nice to hear from you as well, because I'd love to hear what you want to, get out of the call today, and what your businesses are really as well. We've also got the lovely Andy Hall. It might be actually a nice opportunity for you to step in, Andy, because she's got an incredible business. I was just looking on your website as well this week, and she talks about the 3 legs being mindset, strategy, and sustainability. Would you mind opening your mic up and talking a little bit about what you offer, Andy? That'd be great.
Oh, thank you, April. And thank you so much for this opportunity. And it's really bizarre how the universe works because I can't even remember how I stumbled across Wild and Wild. And I screenshotted it, thought this is just the kind of community I've been looking for. And then this morning, technology, and apologies for all the messages, was doing everything it could to stop me coming on this call. And I thought, well, that's a big fat sign from the universe that I'm definitely meant for this community and meant to come on this call. And just hearing you speak and your energy in this beautiful space you've created,
Thank you.
it feels great. So I've made a few notes because it was very last minute, wasn't
Yeah,
it? So I was like,
well, it's weird
oh,
how the universe aligned then, because I saw you come through and you were trying to get on, and then I thought, I just had a look at your website and I thought, wow, like this, you'd actually be really fitting to what we're talking about today. So it just shows that
it's
that's brought us together.
unbelievable.
And things like that keep happening to me this week. I keep bumping into people and everything. So it's nice that you come on and you can talk a little bit about these topics. Yeah.
I've it says my internet is unstable. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Can everyone else? Yeah,
Yeah.
we okay? Yeah.
It makes me laugh when it says you're unstable. I'm
Yeah.
thinking, yep, okay. So yeah, well, a little bit of background. So I have a network marketing business which I've had for 7 years, and I've got a beautiful team of 300, over 300 ladies.
Wow.
And it's been quite a journey, and more of a spiritual journey for me as well, because I was very much from the corporate background and left that behind now. So it's been a personal development journey as well. And through that, I'm very proud of the fact that we're very much a heart-led team,
Mm.
and I've built it through being grounded in alignment with everything that's important to me. And so I set up Success with Andy because a lot of what I've coached and mentored over the last 7 years, I felt was really transportable and would fit with women in any business or wherever they are, even if they're just setting out in business or
Yeah.
don't even know what they're doing. So then through the coaching I've done with my team, I came up with the success tripod because I've taught them a lot about having 3 legs, because that
Mhm.
gives you the stability in your business. And those 3 legs are mindset, strategy, and sustainability.
Mhm.
And so, if we start with mindset, and it's again going how the universe connects us, what you were just saying about your why, so
Yeah.
important. And I'd add to that that can be flexible. Your why can change. And so,
Okay.
be open to that as well, because as we move into different seasons, so for example, my
Wow.
why initially was financial security, but 7 years ago, I hadn't anticipated the support I'd have to give to my elderly parents. So now my why is very much shifted for being there for them. So I would always encourage everyone to be open to revisiting your why and check in and make sure it still aligns with where you are. So mindset, this is so important. It's about being aware of that inner voice, the inner critic, and clearing any self doubt, negativity, but not in a way that you dismiss it. If I get thoughts like today, for example, I could easily have said, no, I haven't done my hair, I'm still in my pajamas, I haven't prepared anything. No, no, no. So I say, no, I'm nervous, I can't do this. And I was like, no, stop, Andy. That's just my inner ego trying to keep me safe. Of course, you can do this. And so here I am. So I always encourage people not to just dismiss their inner voice, but to actually acknowledge it and say, thank you for trying to keep me safe. But this is where I am, and this is where I want to be. So mindset, it's a couple of tips. So every day I do some simple grounding exercises. It could be writing in my journal, a little bit of meditation, or repeating affirmations. In fact, there's one affirmation that I say in the shower every single day. I don't know if you've heard of Gabby Bernstein.
Oh yeah, I love her. Yeah, I've signed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was did coaching with her for a little bit. She's amazing, amazing.
See, isn't that funny? Because so many people haven't heard of Gabby. Well, one of her affirmations, it's a long one, I know it off by heart, and I repeat that every single day. It's beautiful. So, as part of your mindset, I would always, as you've said today, April, start the day with a bit of mindset work, whether that's meditation, repeating affirmations, or writing in your journal, calling out that inner critic. So, asking yourself, where is my self-doubt, what's holding me back? And if you write it down but then reframe it, is a good way to do it. So see it in a positive way, and protect your vision. When you're starting out in business, not everyone will get it. And you might get people who that they are trying to keep you safe, but their support might actually cause your inner critic to rise. So protect your vision and know that if it's what you want and aligns with you, then you have to cut out all the chatter going on the outside and just stay true to what that vision is. Strategy. This is a good one because, and again, coming from a corporate background, it's not about spreadsheets or business plans. Yes, it's good to have things written down, but it's not about being constantly busy or having to hustle. It's about creating a plan that works for you and aligns with you. And one of the most common things that I see from working with women, and as women, we try to be everything to everybody. So spinning lots of spinning lots of plates, school runs, meal preps, housework, and then trying to find time to set your business up as well.
This is key. I feel like if you can delegate this, and that's what I meant about delegation before, like we've just started to actually, and to put in money to other uses that you might think, a lot of people think, oh, I've just got to spend on marketing and things, but actually if you can put some money into maybe getting your washing clean once a month and getting a whole load done, or getting a cleaner, and actually that's going to help you in your business because you're saving up time for yourself, or getting a meal prep service delivered healthy food. I know that helps me so much with 4 kids. If I can ever get, someone to help with cooking once in a while, it's amazing.
I can recommend a really good book here, actually. You've just reminded me. It's called Chillpreneur, so as in entrepreneur, but Chillpreneur. And it's Denise Duffield Thomas, who I'm sure a lot of you will have heard of. She's a manifesting queen. She wrote Lucky Bitch, Get Rich, Lucky Bitch. But Chillpreneur is all about what you just said, April. It's like little hacks that can make all the difference. So for example,
all the difference. I love it.
Yeah. And it's the things that can seem little in the day but they build up. So for example, with my elderly parents, they keep losing their key, so I've just had a safe lock, a key lock thing put on the outside. Little thing like booking mum's hearing appointment and having to ring her for the number, I've saved it now on my phone. Little things like that. And for me, the one I do need to do is upgrade my phone because that was causing me issues today. Can you still
also with phones, I've just been recently diagnosed with ADHD, which has been really interesting journey. And one of the doctors actually that came to one of our events helped me, Dr. Hannah Cullen, and she said, just get everything on your phone, from the calendar, reminders, alerts, because I'm really bad for forgetting appointments and I feel awful because I've let people down before, but my brain just misses things sometimes. And, I just have to have everything calendared in. And I think it would help us all to have little reminders throughout the day. Or just if you don't like being on your phone, just in your diary as well. It's important.
Oh, absolutely. One hack I do, I don't know if this would work for everyone. We often get messages through phones, don't we? Oh, yes, let's meet next week, for example. Or could you send me this? I screenshot the message and then I make it a daily. I look at my photos, my images, and there's my little reminders. So that was just a hack that I do, especially if I was downstairs when I got the message, and because I am a bit of a pen and paper girl, I have a paper diary. And work in rhythms. So this, oh gosh, look how this works with what you were just saying about the cycle, working rhythms. I had no idea you were going to talk about that today. So
Mm.
working rhythms, it's not a rigid routine. Plan around your energy, work around your energy. And it doesn't matter if something on your to-do list has to be bumped to tomorrow. It is not the end of the world. So one hack I do, my big Andy tip, is I never have more than 4 things on my to-do list in a day. Four
Good. Yeah.
things. And that doesn't create overwhelm. And
Mm.
so I start with sort of the has to be done. And then the second, third, fourth is the lower priority. And if I don't get to the fourth, that goes to the top of the list the next day. And that was a game changer for me, because I'll give you a quick flash of my diary, how it can look. As I
But
said,
you
I'm a bit of
can
a
have
pen
it
and
like,
paper.
I love it. But you can actually do
So
like a box diagram as well, can't you? Like the must top priority, and then like you can even have
yeah.
like 4 on the top, and then even if the bottom ones don't get done that day, you know, you can then bring them to the top if they're needed the next day. And there's like lots. And it was interesting you said that, because we had one of the doctors when we had a panel say, she was an ADHD doctor, say that it's really good to use the analogy like you have spoons. So you only have 10 spoons a day, or 10 to 15, and they're like your must do's, or like you said, you might have 5 main ones. But she even said like what these spoons like really take your energy. So it might just be like doing the school run, or going to a work meeting, or going to for a run, and these different spoons. Anyway, you have this analogy, so you take them down, and if you're running out of spoons, you then start to delegate your spoons to other people. And I thought that
Oh,
was really
that's
interesting. So you can like say if you're really struggling, you get, you know, you get to the end of the day and you're feeling that burn, you can go, oh, I wonder if I could ask someone to help me, you know, take the kids to football, or do something, you know, or whatever it is, you need that extra help. Then you could just start to realize I'm on the brink of feeling that tiredness. Come on, let's ask for some help now. Yeah, it's important.
it is important. And I think as women, it's something that, and I've noticed this a lot with some of the girls in my team, that they almost feel guilty for asking for help, or they
Yeah.
feel like they have to constantly be busy. And actually, we can sometimes feel guilty just for having downtime. I had and that is so important. It's so important to take some time out for you in the day. Make that one of your priorities as well. I call it
You
putting
get
your own
the
ox.
most,
Go
yeah,
on, sorry.
yeah. Well, you get your most, I get my most creative ideas when I have downtime. Like as soon as I haven't been out in nature yet today, which I feel I always usually do this in the morning, I go on a walk or something. But I feel like I get my clarity, my vision when I'm on these walks. These event ideas come to my head, or oh, I should do that and do this newsletter or do this. And it's interesting because when you have that downtime, so many more ideas come in, and productivity.
Oh, definitely. And also, it's about putting your own oxygen mask on, because you can't run on empty. So it's okay to take 5 minutes if it's sitting out
Yeah.
in nature in the garden. As you said, April, that's when you get your best ideas. And on that note, when you do get an idea, jot it down, because they're like thought bubbles and they can pop and you can just forget them. So then the last one, sustainability. This often gets overlooked in the busyness of business, you know. So mindset, very super important, strategy
Mhm.
important, but it's also incredibly important. This is the third leg of the tripod, to build on a stable, solid foundation.
Yeah.
So because success lasts from this, I've got a little line I like here that I've written: success lasts when it's built from rest and not rush. And
Mhm.
it's so important. So create boundaries. So as part of your sustainable base for your business, create boundaries with intention that protect your time, energy, and even technology. I mean, technology is my Achilles heel. I'm not
Yeah.
very technically minded, as you can see, because I still have a paper diary. And build in recovery, not just effort. So make rest part of the plan, which is what I was just
Mhm.
saying. When I had a very stressful week with my parents last week, with hospital appointments, goodness knows what, I came home, I knew I had lots of things I needed to do with my business, and I was so proud of myself, because I thought, no, I'm going to go outside, I'm going to sit in the garden. I actually fell asleep for half an hour, but I was so much more refreshed and productive afterwards. And use breath as a reset button, which again links in with what we've done
Yeah, well,
today.
that's so key. Breath work, I think, if you're feeling that brain fog and you're feeling down in your day, just having even 2 minutes, just the exercise we did before, or big breaths, I call them like conductor breath, when you let go of your hands down to the floor and you just big sighs out and let go and just and it just refreshes your whole nervous system. It's amazing.
It's so important. And the last tip I'm going to give you, this has worked so well with my girls, so you can't probably, it's a little bookmark I created in Canva, and it's 4 things that I do every day. So this would relate to any business, doesn't matter what your business is, but it's touching 4 points of your business every day. Doesn't have to be big things. So for example, on my checklist, it's making 2 new connections, reaching out to customers, post on social media, and connect with my team. So they're not big things. I mean, a post on social media, it could just be, hey, what does everyone think of this gorgeous weather? But I do those 4 things no matter what every day. They're not big things, but it means I'm touching my business in 4 aspects every day.
Brilliant, because I think sometimes we lose track of that. We get so rushed in all the other things. Like, oh my God, I've got to get back to all these people, these emails, and then you kind of forget about, oh, actually my customers, my actual team, my people. Actually, I've just been working on today doing, I thought, you know what I've not done in a while is get feedback. So I've just sent out a newsletter this morning, which again, I had so many other things I needed to do, but I thought I need to touch in with my people, my community. Did a newsletter, and then I thought at the end, oh, I'll just ask for some feedback. And I've created a Google form, and I thought, wouldn't that be nice just to send out to people on, a fun little feedback form to get ideas, to get actual feedback from my events, and just little things like that. Or just someone said in a podcast I was listening to yesterday, to thank someone every day as well, to try and reach out to someone that's inspired you, if it's a customer or a team member or whoever, and just be like, thank you, you've really inspired me today. And then they'll go on to do that to more people. And it's like that beautiful butterfly effect. I thought that was really nice.
Oh, it's lovely. So that's it. That is the success. I hope that was okay. Very impromptu.
I'll come around to the women now as well, but I just want to say, so how have you grown that then to, how many women did you say? 700?
Over 300.
300 women. So did they all work with you regularly then? How does that work?
Yeah, so they are part of my network marketing team, obviously, and so some of them I work one-to-one, but I don't just focus on that. I've got private clients who aren't in network marketing as well, and it can be, I mean, my background is business. I've been in business all my life, and it's helping women to so I've got one lady, for example, who has no idea at this moment what she wants to do, but she knows she wants to do something. She wants to get out of corporate. So at this stage, it's just exploring with her. But with my team, we have one-to-ones, we have Zooms. But if anyone wants to connect with me, I've got website Success with Andy.
Yeah, brilliant. Oh, thank you. And it would be nice to come to the other women. So we will cover some more tips as we go, but you might have some insight. And this is what we find when we start speaking to the other women. We get such insight from you, and we all learn from each other. Maybe I'm looking at Sonka, but you might not want to speak. But it'd be lovely to talk to you. And maybe I won't just pick people that you just speak, whoever feels called to speak. If you want to share about your business, what you do, your why, maybe.
That's fine. I can do. April, thank you very much. And thank you, Andy. It was beautiful. Just makes me feel home, as we do around April, don't we? So hello, everyone. I'm Sonka, and I work with, my background is in corporate, and I hear this a lot. And I enjoyed life in corporate until I didn't. So it served me well, and I had absolutely amazing time there. So what I do now, I still am in that space, but from very different perspective. And what I focus on right now is a lack of confidence. And I think it goes through roles in leadership in corporate all the way to business. And I know this was a massive journey for me. just like for you, Andy, kind of massive self-development, having my own business and learning. But bottom line always for me was lack of confidence. And it was my experience in corporate role, and it came with me as a loyal companion into my business as well. So having my own experience, I always believe we are having them because we are here to lead revolution about what we experience and kind of help other women to navigate through. And that's what I'm doing. I am helping women in business, in corporate roles, to navigate through that lack of confidence from very different perspective, not pushing through, none of fake it until you make it, because I feel our nervous system does not like that, and it's just adding extra pressure on us, but from very gentle approach, through spiritual alignment, through energy work, mindset, of course. But I think now that the energy work is becoming more and more important, and finding out who we are and being safe in feeling who we are. For me, and I'm actually having goosebumps as I said that, it's the answer.
Sounds like you're doing very intuitive work, and it's just letting women their power to just take things in their own step. And I think that's so needed, because we often see things on social media. We're like, I want to be like that person. And it's sad this day and age, because you see people like, oh, I've scaled my business to make 6 figures in 30 days. And it's like, hold on a second, because that's not possible. You have to have some experience, and you have to know you've had to be in the business industry for a while. Maybe some people might get lucky. There might be a 1%. But I think that it is a hard graft, but also if you can do it in an intuitive way and know that you're also living a life of balance, that is key. I think that's real happiness. Instead of just making a ton of money, it's actual being happy along the journey. And so it's really important you're doing this work and making people feel confident in that.
Absolutely. And holding space is something that comes very naturally to me. And we didn't call it that way in a corporate, we just call it natural leader. But that's the same thing. And there's so many of us who want to lead, feel that potential for that we can make a difference, but it's just being held back and sometimes even paralyzed, saying no to opportunities and staying quiet. So no, ladies, not on my watch.
Stand up together. I love it. And this might be a good exercise as well to, at these events, like even online, just coming on if you want, getting your video on, just talking. It's really, it's a big confidence builder. And honestly, I have to say, I had no confidence. Like, I used to shake when I talked to boys when I was like 17. I was like, and not even just with men, I was scared in public situations. I get anxious. I had OCD. And I never thought I would be in a business where I have to speak on stage. I mean, it gave me like literal anxiety attacks to think about the fact of staying on stage. But I promise you, the more you do it, the more you push yourself to do hard things, or maybe go on the television, do an interview, go on the BBC radio, just be cheeky, ask for these opportunities. It's surprising these things can happen. And when you put yourself out there, it's amazing. So if you've been struggling with your confidence, just know that you can also do this, and you can grow a business like that.
Absolutely. And it's finding that way how we can make ourselves safe, because as an adult we are absolutely capable of doing that. And all this lack of insecurities and lack of confidence and insecurities come from childhood, when we weren't able to make ourselves safe. So for me, it's a massive reframe and a big realization, quite recent for me, that it's just lack of confidence. It's lack of safety, internal safety, and that psychological safety. As an adult, we've got all the tools to be able to reframe it on the spot. And yes, we can still take it back and then clear it and go through the process. But in a moment, we are usually safe.
It really is. Just, I always talk about it in my yoga class as well. Like, it's like an onion. You've built these layers and layers on your back. And it really is just conditioning from other people's, and you feeling you need to be like other people. And like this, there's a lot of like those limiting beliefs we carry heavy on us, or from past experiences. And if we can just start to unpick them back and just start to use these affirmations, use this mindset work to know that you can trust your true power. It all, I promise you, you can do it quite quickly as well. And you can just start to step into your power and be like, I can do whatever I want to do in this world. And it's amazing.
100%.
And I really,
100%.
yeah.
And talking about stage, I am actually speaking first time in my life on that stage. I just shared in a group, and I can feel my ego going, thank you, and I can feel it's like, what if you say you can't come? What if you're late for that? And actually creating scenarios to get me out of it. We'll be fine. The space will be.
So does anyone else talk as well? Like, I'm not going to pick anyone, don't worry. So sorry, I shouldn't have done that for you, Sonka, but I just saw you and I was like, does anyone else want to speak as well? Oh, hey, Nina, are you coming up?
Yeah, I didn't mind. Sorry, I'm on the iPad, so I can't get it to like look at me properly.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I can relate to everything that you're saying, and I think I'm at that stage, April, where you were. I know when like we've been talking over the past couple of weeks about like the whole confidence thing, and you know, I'm just absolutely petrified. And even with social media, and I know we spoke about this, I will not go on camera and like film myself talking. So that is definitely something that I'm trying to work through at the moment, and get over.
Any exercises you find help you in any way? Like, have you ever tried to do, say, on social media, have you heard of like the B-roll, you know, where you just kind of working at your laptop and you kind of get a video and then you put a voiceover over it or text? Would you be comfortable like that?
Well, I've had to put myself out of my comfort zone doing my masters at the moment in entrepreneurship, because we've had to make some videos, and I literally I cried after trying to film myself do the first one, because I just hated it. It was awful, and I refused to do it. And luckily I've got a really lovely friend I've met on the course, and she said, right, come on, we're going to Starbucks, we're going to meet up, we're going to have a chat, I'm going to film you, and that's how I did it. So I'm just sort of easing myself in a little bit with things, so I am getting there.
I think even if you can get used to just having a camera around, it is honestly like one of those things you have to learn. And it's even, and you know, you don't have to grow a business just with your face on it, but it is nice because you're such a beautiful woman. You're so vibrant. When I speak to you, like when we met for coffee the other day, you've got so much to give. So it's a shame to not have you on camera because you're so incredible. And I think that you've just got to know that and believe that and take that in and receive that, because often as women we're like, no, that's not true, you know, and then you have that internal dialogue. So maybe you could just do some exercises, set up a camera, just doing some simple things in your day, like getting ready in the morning, or not like getting ready for the door, like if you leaving, like making breakfast, just getting used to having the camera around, even though you're not going to show anyone these videos. I would say is a good exercise, just to get used to not feeling like, what the hell, like someone's just put a camera in front of me, because it was actually when I started the cafe, and it was the Happy Pear twins. We went to visit them in Ireland. I know I've told this story before, but for new people, we got to go and visit these two twins who've done amazing. They work with like Waitrose, loads of big brands. They've got the Happy Pear podcast, and they said to us, "Hey, come on, come jump in the sea with us, and then come back to the cafe for some breakfast." And they gave us a business lesson like over breakfast. It was amazing. And they said the best thing you can do for your cafe when you launch is get on camera every day, get on stories, talk about your business, talk about what you're doing. And you know what? I think it's the reason why we were so successful, why we winning countless awards every year, because we were just so open with people on our socials. And not that it's all about socials, but it's nice to tell your story. I mean, what you could do is record your voice and then just put it as like a play over. So like you could video in nature, because you're a lot about doing things in nature. You could just kind of replay, today, like do a voiceover. This is what I've been up to today, and just showcase where you've been. That might be nice to start with, I would say. But Nina's amazing. Like all the stuff you're doing with like children and charities and all the things, it's really needed to be shared, I think.
I do need to, because when I talk to people in person, that's what they always say. And like on my personal Instagram, I will sort of, I'm not so bothered, but it's just something when it comes to business, I've got a massive blockage, and I've said to you, loads of imposter syndrome. So definitely need to work on all of that, but like I will.
Nice to be here. And so Nina is going to be heading up our Stoke ambassador program, which is so exciting. And she's going to be helping us get some. We're working with a few different ambassadors, but we met up recently and we're just in the early days of setting up and launching. We've got the date set for September, haven't we? Which is so exciting. We're just finalising venues but yeah, it's just, I live actually just on the border of Staffordshire, so I'm really excited to launch into Staffordshire. Yeah, it's going to be a great journey together. And I bet in a year's time, you'll be coming on and be like, oh, I feel so different now I'm running these events.
Yeah, I know that will be the making of me. Like I said to you, didn't I? The thought of it like absolutely petrifies me at the moment. But I know deep down that kind of thing is what I'm like born to do. I've just got like an amazing network, and I love people. I love meeting new people. So I just need to step into it and own it, really. So yeah.
So exciting. So does anyone else want to share about them and what they do? Anyone feel like you don't have to come on camera as well. You can just voice. You can just voice it. Anyone else? No, don't want to. So I've got the lovely April's on. I know you're out and about though. I saw you're in.
Oh, sorry. I'll quickly say hi.
I was going to say,
camera will not give me permission to say hello. So it's just a little quite old photo of me, unfortunately. But it's been so lovely to
tell us about you and
listen to you all. I'm an energy therapist and the founder of Clear Energy Therapy, and I teach coaches and therapists to use energy work in their practice. I run practitioner trainings and create modalities. So it's always lovely to hear people who are open-minded to energy work and working on mindset and supporting other people. So that's what I'm all about.
That's incredible. So you go in and do different one-to-ones or group sessions, different things like that. And where are you based?
I do have my own clients who I support, usually in business growth, a bit of money mindset. That's what I used to really focus on. But now it's more of a holistic approach. But I mostly am training other people who've got their existing coaching or therapy practice to bring in energy therapy modalities to basically get better results faster, because it's just a really quick way of working. It combines energy healing with psychology, so it's very practical, very grounded, very good. Not that I'm biased.
Oh, you'll have to come and share about it at an event soon. That'd be amazing.
Oh yeah, I'd love to. I'd absolutely love to. Thank you.
Thank you for being on the call. And is there anyone else that wants to share what they do, what they offer? Check what else we've got on my list as well. Just double check. So we've got is anyone else going to speak? We've got April on, but I know she's out and about. I think she's listening in, but we're doing she's a midwife and a doula, and we're doing a pregnancy circle coming up on the 29th.
Yeah, I'm home now.
Yes, hello. Sorry, I didn't want to disturb you if you were out.
No, I know I was in town earlier when we started.
I saw that. I was like, how did you get home?
I know. Oh yeah. Hey,
do you want to share a bit about you and what you offer the world? You amazing.
Yeah, so sure. Yeah, no. Excuse the massive headphones. So I'm a midwife. I have been in birth work for over 10 years. I used to be a doula and a breastfeeding support worker, but now I'm a qualified midwife. I work in the NHS part-time. But I'm absolutely passionate about giving women more personalized care. So I offer one-to-one consults and coaching for women who just want that little bit more from their pregnancy from a midwife who kind of gets it. So, yeah.
Well, it's so powerful, the work you're doing, April. And I think it's been a tricky one at the moment. So we've done pregnancy work. Me and April have worked together when we had the cafe. Do these free positive birth movements. Gosh, for like, how long was it? 6 years we did them every month?
Yeah, every month.
Crazy how long we did them. But then they used to be full. Like we'd have like 30 women every week, or every month. And now we found that it's harder to fill these pregnancy circles. Like, I don't know what's going on at the moment, but we need to. Well, probably maybe I've got a different kind of client base now, but I'm like, right, I think
that's the thing. I think we're in different seasons. I think you go through different seasons, don't you, where you attract different people, and it could just be that. But I'm just, trusting the divine timing. I think as far as strategy goes, I am passionate about community as well. I want to bring pregnant women together and in that sort of circle retreat environment, but then from that work one-to-one with them and give them that extra support that I do truly believe can make a massive difference to their pregnancy.
Your work's so needed. It's so needed.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
And, thanks for sharing, lovely. I know you've got probably kids running around. Mine
I do. Yeah.
Actually, very quiet. Rose has just gone to sleep, so it was good timing, this call.
Okay.
Does anyone else like to share as well before we finish up with the top tips and things? I'll just check my notes. What else I've put here?
April,
Don't worry.
is it appropriate to put the link into my event into the
Into
the chat? Is that okay? I didn't just want to do it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
And
we will reshare this as well with if everyone's okay with that on the community. I won't share it on the socials or anything, but just so people can rewatch. So yeah, we've covered like getting clear on your why. What another thing is I found recently, just to finish off, because I think it's really important to tell a story with our brand. So we've all got our own like different purposes and whys, but to tell the story on how you got there. So maybe you've gone through a hardship in your life and you kind of been through a lot of trainings to get to where you are today. And I actually reflected on this last night. I never really tell my story about, I used to be in corporate in marketing and I'd done a psychology degree. And I don't know if anyone saw my Instagram post, but basically this opportunity came up. A friend of a friend said, oh, does someone want to go to India and work on this documentary to work with Amma, who's like the hugging mother, a powerful woman who does darshan around the world. And I just said, yes. It was like I didn't really think of it. I was like, yeah, let's go. And it actually changed the whole trajectory of my life. I ended up going to India, doing this incredible documentary, and treating myself for a few days on retreat, the last few days, and ended up being the next kind of moment, meeting one of the world famous yoga teachers, Shiva Ray, in the pool. And that is speaking to her and seeing the connection she had and the 50 women she had on this retreat in India. I said, that's what I want to do. I want to do retreats. I want to do women's events. And it's always been in my mind. And that's when I got home, I trained as a yoga teacher. I signed up for a yoga teacher training. And I ended up going on social media. The reason I share that is, and sharing this whole story. And it got like 6,000 views or something last night. Only in a few hours. And I was like, wow, I wonder why that one's done so much better than the one I posted earlier about this. And it's just because people care about your story. People really care about where you've been, what you've been through, so that maybe they can learn something from your life lessons. And so I think that's something that we could challenge ourselves today, to go and create maybe a reel or just a picture of yourself, put it on your social media and tell the story of how you've got to where you are today. And think of some quite hard challenges. Like, sadly, in this world, people quite like the shock factor and they like a bit of oh, wow, how did you get here? So, it's actually being really honest and true to maybe if you've been through some hardships. I also share about the loss of my mum. So I lost my mum like 3 years ago, and she was the biggest inspiration mentor in my life. And when she died of like stage 4 cancer, she always said to me, just do what you love. And during that time is when I sold the cafe. I said, I'm done with it. And I completely reshaped my whole life and set up this women's business. So it was a big risk to take, but often when you go through real hardships and grief or something in your life, you change in a different direction. So maybe that today you can take something from and go and share on your social pages. And I'd put, here, like, show your audience the journey, not just the results. So just showing that and take people behind the scenes. This builds trust and connection. So people also love a kind of story, like what you've done in a day. So if you've been to a networking event, try and show the day. So actually, I was listening to a podcast from the social media content creator who's got like over 100,000. She was like, actually showcase yourself, getting in your car in the morning, going to the event, what the food was like little things. But people are quite nosy. They like to see where you've been and what you've been doing. What did you do after, And then you can just be like a simple day in the life of, and you might feel weird, and we get that imposter syndrome, like, I'm not a celebrity, why would people care? But people actually they're really like nosy, they like just everyday people's journeys. So that's something to take on board as well. And then I put as like the last little tip, start before you're ready. This was from Mel Robbins' podcast that I listened to recently. Overthinking, procrastination disguised as productivity. Trust your gut, start messy and refine as you go. So that's something that I've kind of had to do, because this business for me just grew very authentically. I just kind of just started doing these brunch clubs and events, and then I played catch up. And don't kind of panic about I know it's important to have strategy, like we've said, and planning, but sometimes you just got to go for it. Just say yes and try that opportunity. Say yes, and then you'll catch up and you'll see yourself grow. So I hope you've all enjoyed today and got something out of it. I've really enjoyed meeting you all. And if you're not in the WhatsApp group, the community WhatsApp group, and you want to be, just send me a message on here or on Instagram, and just send me your phone number. I can add you. And I wanted to say about Sunday. So we've got this most incredible retreat on there. I know it's got so many cool brands involved, like London Nootropics. We're going to have like adaptogenic coffees. We've got that Baked by Bean, who's been on like that Molly May documentary, the like van. She's going to do some cookies and different things like that. We've got yoga classes, sound bath. We've got a pool, like a lake dip after as well, cold water therapy. So if anyone fancies it, it's this Sunday. It's in Cheshire, and we're doing like a 25% off for the community. So I've popped it in the group. So yeah, just send me a message if you fancy it, and then I'll hopefully see some of you at the networking next Tuesday in Alderley Edge as well. So thank you for all being here, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye everyone.
Thank you, April. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye everyone.
Bye.